Performa Nation, Performa Heroes, how's it going? Welcome to the Performa POPcast. I am your host, Peter Surs, and we have a special guest today. All of our guests are special, but we have a special guest today. He's one of our Performa Heroes. He's a personal trainer from Naples, Florida, now in Fort Myers. Little history of him. He was raised by a single mother. He's been in the fitness industry for 7 years as a personal trainer. He's into cosplay. He's been doing that for the last 5 years, which is kind of why we wanted to have him. And he's a single father of 2 kids. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our hero today, Josh Jennings.
How you doing?
What's up, buddy? Okay, so let's just start off with this, man. First of all, you're obviously in amazing shape, okay? Now, I know you've been in the fitness industry for 7 years, but I'm assuming that you have been working out longer than that.
Yeah, for about 20 years.
20 years. Okay, cool. So where, what's like your fitness journey? Like, where'd you learn it from? Why'd you start? Why'd you keep going? Like all those things. Everyone has some reason why they start, right?
Well, I'm naturally skinny, super skinny guy, no frame. So growing up, I was always skinny. Once I got about, I want to say 20 years old, or 19 or 20, two of my good friends were working out a lot and going to the gym. And then they were like, you should come to the gym with us. And I was like, I'll try it out. So went to the gym and started working out. And, all humans have addictions. And it became my addiction, which is a good thing.
Right.
And, I followed comic books and superheroes my whole life. And every single one of them is pretty much in shape, 90% of them. So if I'm going to follow them and like them, why not look like them?
Yeah. So you grew up reading comic books and stuff then?
Yeah, reading comic books, collecting action figures, stuff like that.
Okay. What kind of action figures?
I actually collect them now still. I have a lot, but back then I collected like X-Men, G.I. Joes, Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
Now, being an adult, I collect X-Men, G.I. Joe, Ninja Turtles. I got a lot of hot toy action figures like Predator and stuff like that, all the good ones. So
oh wow, cool. Yeah, I used to have like all the Star Wars stuff, like the original Star Wars stuff, like because when I was a kid, and then when they came out with like the prequel series, then I had all those, and then a few years ago I was like, let me just see how much these are worth, and they were worth not nearly as much as I thought. And I was like, all right, well, I've been saving these for no reason. Like, because I guess the thing is, right, like when you're a collector, for the most part, they're worth the most money if you keep them in the package, right?
Correct. Yep.
And if you have them as a kid, like you're not going to keep them in the package. You want them, like you're going to play with them.
Yeah, rough them up.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm not going to get Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader and just keep them in the, like, I want them to fight, obviously. So, like, to all you parents out there, you got to get your kids two toys.
That's what I do for my kids.
See, you're a good dad then, because that's the trick. Like, you got to get them one to play with and then one to leave that will be worth money at some point someday, right? What was I going to say? So what was your favorite comic book growing up then?
Comic book growing up, I definitely was really into the Ninja Turtle comic books. The comic books were a lot different than the movies. When they originally came out, they were all red, and then they were really dark and they killed and stuff like that. So they definitely came out over the years. And then they made them into more, in the 80s, they made them more for children, gave them separate colors, and then they grew from there and became what they are now.
Interesting. I never knew that there was comic books like, I remember the cartoons when I was a kid, but I didn't realize there was.
Yep, comic books first. Yep.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay. So then you started lifting weights, and at some point, like, when did you start? Like, you started lifting, like you say, when you're about 20, going to the gym and stuff. So, like, at what point were you like, yo, this is my thing? Like, were you seeing gains, or did you just like the way it makes you feel, or like, how did that work?
I was seeing gains. I like the way I feel, but then I was going out to the club. So I was lifting to look good, to get girls, pretty much is why we all do it then, you know what I mean? So
Right. What
you,
else is there?
you work out to look good and you go to the club and you pick up somebody and and that's how you start what you do. So then I kind of just lifted and did it as like a side hobby, just to stay in shape, look good when you went out in a shirt, and then once I got probably 30s, I would say, when I got about 30, 31, 32, I started taking it more serious and wanting to do shows. So I took it to the next level, and then it was all about that.
Right. Okay. So you were competing then.
Yes, I've competed before. Yep.
Okay. So how do you go from, because that's a whole other, I mean, that's more than just working out to look good at the club. Like that's like, diet, all the things. Like you have to lift, you have to do the right amount of cardio, you have to eat at the right times, you have to eat enough, you have to deplete yourself. So like how does that journey start?
Well, I decided, I worked out long and to take it to the next level, if you want your body to really get to its full potential, and everybody should always try to see everything they do in life, they should try to take it to its full potential. So when you're lifting weights, your full potential would be to do a show. So I decided I got a coach at that time, because even if you are a coach, which I am now, for people to do shows, you can't coach yourself.
Right.
Nobody sees what everybody else sees in the mirror. We all have a little bit of body dysmorphia. So when someone thinks we look good, we never think we look good. So we can never coach ourselves no matter what. It's just impossible. So then I got on a diet, stayed strict, cardio, stopped going out, sleeping more, eating at the right times. And it took about 3 months of prepping and being all there to do my first show, which was nice. You're very nervous to get on stage, and butterflies, and you don't know what to expect. You've never done it. So it was thrilling and exciting. And I got a trophy too, which I placed second on my first show.
Oh, wow.
And it's exhilarating, and it's it's like an achievement. You did it. Yeah. And even if you don't get a trophy, just to get on stage and to go through that is like a bucket list achievement. It should be for a lot of people.
Right. So, okay, let me ask you a question then, man, because I know you said you were skinny at first. So, and I don't know how much you seem like you're a pretty big dude. So how many calories are we talking that you would have to get to where you were? Like,
Well, I was 128 pounds.
whoa.
I'm 210 pounds now.
Wow.
So I was really skinny, very skinny. And then, when I first started working out, I had my friends tell me what to do. And, we all do a lot of stuff wrong. So I did what you call dirty bulking. I was eating like McDonald's and Wendy's and Subway, and eating 8 times a day and feeling like crap, but getting bigger. And, when your metabolism's as fast as someone who is skinny,
right,
you do it that way. Now, would I ever do that now with anyone of my clients? Heck no, because it's the worst way possible, and it's definitely wrong. But in order to do it the right way to get big, say you're 128 pounds, like I just said, you would slowly do your calories. So with someone like that size, you probably start your calories at about a 2,500. Then you'd move it to 3,000, 3,400, 3,800, and you would get all the way up to one of my kids now is at 6,000 calories.
Wow.
He's 22 years old. He's going to compete, and he's at 6,000 calories right now.
That's a lot of that. And you're saying that he's got to do it, but like not dirty, right? So like
it's all clean. I give him 1 cheat meal a week.
That's a lot of, that's a lot of chicken. I'm assuming a lot of chicken,
eggs, and I give him beef. Beef is good for growing. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, right now I've been in Oklahoma the last couple months. So like we have lots of beef, and
yeah,
it's awesome.
I bet.
Like, it's like my girlfriend's got a farm out here. So like they've got cows galore. So it's like, it's different when you have like obviously you go to the store, you get chicken or whatever, but like when the meat is literally going from like the yard to the freezer, like I think it tastes different. I don't know why. I just think
it has to. It has to.
Yeah. Like there's nothing in between. Like it's just
you ain't getting no fresh.
Yeah, like you get it. You take it. Sorry if there's any vegans listening, but I eat meat, and so does Josh. But like, yeah, they take it to the butcher and then they bring it back, and it's I don't know. It just feels like it tastes different. I don't know. And I'm actually I've gained quite a bit just since being here. And I mean, I'm working out more too, but I feel like part of it is just the type of beef that I'm getting, but I could be
I'm
wrong.
sure. I bet it helps. I'm telling you, it
Yeah.
probably helps.
Yeah. So now when did you decide to become a trainer?
When I was about 34, actually, I started late. I've always been into it. I started learning about it, and then about 34, I ran restaurants before my whole life. I was a general manager of restaurants. I've been in the restaurant industry since I was 15. And once you can become a GM, you're at the top. There's nowhere else to go.
Right.
I just was thinking about it, and to be honest, one day, I was in a restaurant chain where we had multiple different names, and we all had a meeting. And all the managers met up, all the GMs of all the different restaurants that we owned. We had 5. And I remember one walked in. He was 50 years old. He looked like he was 70. And he walked in and sat down, and I was looking at him, and I'm like, is that gonna be me? The restaurant just takes it out of you. They suck the life out of you. They work you to death, and they give you money, but if you divide it by your hours, it's not that good as you think it is. And I just decided, you know what? I am not going to stick with this. This is it. I need to get out of it. So I took the chance, and, being a single parent at the time, it was a big gamble because, you have 2 kids depending on you. So, but me, I'm all about taking chances. And if you can't gamble on yourself, then what are you going to gamble on?
You got to I mean, that's like, do you know who Tim Grover is?
No, I don't know. No.
He's so he's the guy that trained like Michael Jordan. He trained Kobe. He trained Dwayne Wade. Okay. He's got a couple books, but that's one of the things he talks about is like, you have to gamble on yourself, because if you don't, and Kobe would say the same thing, like if you don't believe in yourself, who else would believe it? Like that's just, you have to sometimes. And I know it is scary. I get it. But like, someone like myself, who's a comedian, like it's like one of the hardest businesses to crack into, but like, I just had that faith in myself. And, just sometimes you just got to take that chance, man. Like get it. I know it's scary. I tell you this all the time. I'm like, why are you at this shitty job that you don't like? I know you want to be doing this other thing. Do that other thing, man. Like, if you really love it, you're probably going to want to work harder at it because you love it. Like anyone can work hard at any job, but like, isn't it better to work hard at the job that you love?
That's what I tell everybody. I don't even treat it. It ain't even work anymore. It's a
exactly.
Great feeling of accomplishment and helping other people and seeing their changes and, watching their faces glow of happiness. And it's the restaurant feeding people good meals that doesn't do that. It doesn't, who gives a crap?
Right.
Like they can get anywhere else. But then when you change somebody's whole life, like that is fulfilling. That's like an accomplishment.
Yeah. And it's like, it's not like, I mean, obviously like, I was a trainer for a long time. So it's always like anybody that's in sales, right? You're selling cars, you're selling, real estate or whatever. And it's like, that's that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But like I always felt like you weren't really selling somebody because this is something they actually need. Like for someone to be in shape and to be healthier versions, stronger versions, like that's not a sell. I'm telling you something that you need. Like, you could be the guy at the kiosk selling cell phones, and people don't need cell phones. People don't need, knives or whatever you sell. But like your health is something that you're going to take with you like forever, like you can't, I shouldn't have to sell you on the fact that you need to be a healthier person. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like what we just discussed. When you pay for a personal trainer, you're investing in yourself.
Exactly.
Your life, your health. You just invested money in your own self.
Yeah. And it's gonna, like people, it would always blow my mind, like how much money people would spend, like they'd have these hefty car payments, and then they would balk at like, buying a package of personal training sessions. I'm like, we're talking about your body that you're gonna have forever.
Yeah.
You're telling me that this car that is $700 a month or something that you're only going to have for a few years, you're putting more value on that than your health. Like it was just, I would get frustrated sometimes. I'm going to be honest.
Definitely. I trust me. I'm with you on that. Trust me.
But okay, so one of the things that I thought was really interesting was this cosplay thing. I've never ever participated. I've always seen people and been kind of fascinated at it. So where did that come about?
Well, I've always went to Comic Cons. I've collected action figures my whole life, read comic books. When I was younger, I kept it under wraps and quiet, like a closet geek, you know. All my friends, I was like the cool guy in school, you know, the bad boy. So no one ever knew it. It was always hidden until I got older. Then I don't give a crap anymore. You kind of forget that. But I always went to Comic Cons and I did the things, but I always saw people dressed up. And in all reality, I'll be honest, I was like, I'm not going to do that. They're idiots. And dressing up, like, who wants to? That's stupid. Like, I'm not 10. But then the more I saw it and the more I started looking at people, and then I realized people were building their stuff and making it and designing it. I was like, all right, that seems a little cooler. And then I remember my first suit I got was a Spiderman outfit. I was like, I'm going to try it on, whatever. Wore a Spiderman suit, went to a Comic-Con, and man, the kids and the people's faces lighting up and how happy they were to see it, like that, I understood. You right then, you understand this is why people do it. It's not because you want to dress up. It's how other people feel and what you can do for them. And then from that point on, I was like, well, it's on. So I just started creating outfits and doing my thing. And now I have freaking like 35 outfits I wear. So
do you make your outfits then yourself?
I don't make them. I design them. I
Okay.
can't even draw a stick figure right. So I'm very bad at crafting and stuff like that and drawing. But my brain is amazing at thinking of things. And I have actually a cosplay group that's locally that are really well known. And there's 6 of us. And they actually are the best builders around. And I will tell them what I want and they'll write it on a piece of paper and I'll tell them how to do it. And then they make it for me. So it's kind of like a team effort. So I'm good at designing, but making stuff, it ain't going to happen.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Cause I think you guys know each other, but I had Janine on the show. I can't give her last name out because she wants to be kept without her last name, but
Yeah.
and she was telling, because I honestly I had no idea about
J9,
this. Like
right? J9.
yeah, J9, yeah.
Yeah.
And she was telling me about how some of these costumes can cost up to like thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah. Oh, easily.
And I was just like, I mean, I was blown away because I had no idea. Like, I mean, obviously, like Halloween's my favorite holiday, so that's the extent of my dressing up.
Right.
But like there have been times when like I wanted to be, you know, like the Flash or the Green Arrow or someone, and then I would look for a costume, and you know, I was joking with her, but I was also serious. Like one of the things when I shop for Halloween costumes that frustrates me is that most of the costumes come with like the padded muscle built in already, you know.
Yep.
And I'm like, hey man, like I don't fucking need that shit. Like I have my own muscles. I just want
Yeah. I don't want that fake stuff, you know.
yeah, like I want to show off what I work towards. So like and then I would go online and find like these cosplay costumes, and you know, obviously a good one's going to cost you a few $100.
Yeah.
But I had no idea like how intricate and how, you know, much money was involved in like, you know, the purchase of these. So if you say you have 35 of them, like you've invested some money in these costumes, man.
When you can make it yourself, you save a lot of money, of course.
Right.
And for me, now I have my group and they kind of just make stuff for me. You know what I mean? I pay for the material and they do it. I mean, they really help me out, and we're a good crew, and you know, we're well known around here. Everybody knows us. J9 knows my group and stuff, but
this is the Geeks to Gods.
that's my personal name and my group of trainees. But I have a cosplay group. We don't really have a name, but it's pretty much the best cosplayers in Florida I put together, and I introduced us all together and kind of made us a group. And now we're like, you know, we're kind of tops. But
Okay.
people always talk crap because I don't make my own stuff, but I design it. I design everything I do. It's always designed by me. I can't help it. I can't make it. Would I love to make it? Of course.
Yeah.
But what I make and what my brain thinks doesn't ever go together.
Okay. Okay. So if you have 35, like what do we just list off some of these? Because I'm blown away by this.
Well, you got your regulars. I got my Spiderman, my Green Lantern, my Red Lantern, my Batman, Superman. You got your normals. Okay. I do what you call as a mashup. That's actually what made me pretty well known in the cosplay industry. I do where you take two characters, you combine them together, but you got to make sure if you see me, you know what I'm doing. You know what that character, you know what two characters we put together. That's the hard part. So a lot of ones I do with a Spider-Man. So my very first mashup was Spider-Man Ninja Turtles. Never been done. Did it, designed it. My friend made it, and it came out amazing. And I wore it to Miami SuperCon, and man, I got so many pictures. People knew exactly what it was when they saw it, because that's what you want. You want, the goal is they have to know. They can't ask you, because then you failed. Right. And it was amazing. It's still to this day, I have the suit. I'll never get rid of it. Actually, somebody made an action figure out of it. They paid for somebody to make an action figure out of it, which was pretty cool. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. I saw that.
I think I'm looking at it right now. So it's like the green Spider-Man with the blue outline in it, and then the
shield, like a turtle shell shield, has a shield also.
That is cool.
That was my first mashup, and when they saw it, they knew. And if you could see the logo, it's actually a turtle shell with spider legs. Like I even got that designed on the chest. It kind of gets covered by the thing over it, but that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. Okay, wow, that is cool. So so you have like mashups then. That's interesting.
Yeah, and then I have Joker Spider-Man, which is another real popular one I did. And then I did Batman Spider-Man, I did. And then lately I've been doing video games and animes, like Overwatch characters. And I just started watching anime. My daughter's a huge anime nerd. And I just started watching My Hero with her. And I did All Might recently. And I'm going to do a couple other characters I don't want to say yet that I'm doing soon. And anime, I'm actually watching now, guys. So you can't make fun of me anymore. Won't wear it unless I watch it. I have to know the character.
Right, that's fair. Yeah.
I won't wear it because if I don't know nothing about it, it's pointless, because then someone's gonna ask me a question. I'm gonna look like an idiot. So
right.
Yeah, I have to watch it. I have to know the character, pretty much all about him, and then I'll wear it.
Oh, I see this Joker Spider. That's like the purple.
Yep,
Spider-Man
with the face, like the Jared Leto face. Yeah. I did it off the Jared Leto style.
Yeah, we got to get another Jared Leto Joker. I keep hearing that they might do it and they might not. I don't know.
He was in that redo of the Justice League, so I think they're going to use him.
Oh, he's in the Snyder cut.
See? Oh yeah.
I have not watched it because everyone said that it's like 4 hours, and I just don't have that kind of time right now.
Well, to tell you the truth, I would just skip to the end and watch the whole, because that's the biggest part. Everything else in the middle is what you saw. There's little differences and stuff. But the ending is where everything changes.
Okay. Well, thank you. Spoiler alert. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. Watch the last 20 minutes and you're safe.
Okay. So it's interesting because through talking to Janine and just some other people, it's interesting how people have managed to kind of blend fitness and cosplay, because like you said, like all the superheroes when we're growing up, and now like the action figures and the comic, like they're all jacked and they're all in great shape. So it would make sense for people that are into fitness to do cosplay, but at the same time, obviously, stereotypical people that go to like Comic Cons and cosplay, like the stigma is that it's a bunch of nerds. So like, and I don't know the answer to this because I've never been to any of these, but so would you say like it's more fitness people that are into this sort of thing, or are you guys like the outliers and the majority of the people are maybe not so fitness people?
We're the outliers.
Okay.
When I first started, I got a lot of like hate DMs and a lot of like hate stuff, at first. And it was people, saying, "Oh, you're just a fitness meathead. You don't like superheroes. You're a fake. You're not one of us," and whatever, you know what I mean? And I'm like, "You kidding me? Like, walk through my house. It's like 40-year-old virgin's house on steroids. Like, you're kidding me? You can't compete with me, how much of a nerd I am." And they just don't understand. They see a buff guy with tattoos, and then they're like, "Yeah, you're just doing this to look good and to get, more likes and follows." And then, they judge you immediately, which is funny. But if you actually look close to my tattoos, they're actually all comic books and superheroes. So you would learn more quickly. But, now it's a little better because I know who I am, and I do a lot of things and they know I'm good people. But yeah, you're a fitness guy coming into this. You're not part of their crew. They let you know.
That's interesting. It's kind of like I forget who I was talking about this with, but do you remember damn it, I always get this guy's name wrong, and I'm an asshole for doing that. So I'm gonna look it up right now. Okay, when the guy Kumail Nanjiani, he's a Indian actor. He got booked to play a part in one of the Marvel movies, and like he's a comedian, but like he the guy from what he's been in a bunch of stuff. He's in The Big Sick. Anyway, not known for being in shape. And then he books this Marvel role, and then he gets into amazing shape. And then same thing, like he's getting hate online for like getting himself in shape. And it's like, dude, like he's literally playing a superhero. Like, what do you want him to do? And it's like, I don't understand where the like you said, like hate or like stuff like that comes from. Like I feel like it should be the other way. Like people should encourage that more because let's face it, we live in the United States, which is, there's no secret, like we live in the most unhealthy country in the world. So why do you think that like stuff like that happens, where people want to hate on people that actually care about how they look? And I don't understand.
Well, I think when I first thought about it is that most people that are go to Comic Cons or in cosplay, a lot of those people maybe were picked on in school by jocks or people in shape or cheerleaders, you know what I mean? And a lot of them, they use cosplay as an escape from their own life because they don't like it. Okay. So when they get to dress up as a superhero, they finally get to be something important because maybe, they may not feel important in their own life, or their own life isn't going the right way, or they were bullied or so forth. So I feel like when we start stepping in their territory, they feel like you've always looked good, you've always been popular, or they just assume that. They don't know that. And they feel like we're taking something away from them that's their escape. Why are you taking my escape away? Why are you taking what I have in my life away? And that's what I kind of thought at first and went with that.
Okay. I mean, it's your guess is as good as mine. It's just it's really strange, but like that kind of does make sense. But like at the same time, it's just like so like jocks are not allowed to like superheroes. Like that's not fair. Like,
yeah, I know.
Like who doesn't want to watch the Avengers or fucking Batman? Like come on, like those are some of the most. I mean, it's funny. Like I joke over people all the time, but like that's kind of like all I watch is like superhero. Like either superhero or some kind of like supernatural element. Like if you
want what we all watch, whether it's a show or a movie.
I mean, you would think, but like people will be like, hey, have you seen Handmaid's Tale? I'm like, is there a ghost in there? Like, no. Is there superheroes? Nope. Then I don't watch it. Like I'm not trying to watch any drama. Like I want to be a superhero. I want to play a superhero. So like that's what I love. Okay, so this is interesting. So I obviously in like for example, like in this Joker and Spiderman mashup. So I imagine there are some people that are upset that you're mixing DC and Marvel. So how does that work?
You know what? I thought that would be an issue, but it actually never got brought up. I thought, okay, I'm mixing DC because a lot of people won't do it, but I was like, I love the Joker. He's like one of my favorite characters. I like Spider-Man. It was an easy way to detail it and figure it out and make it look cool. And I almost, it reminded me of like a Venom or a Carnage almost, because it was able to be like more like a Spider-Man, but gruesome. So I just went with it. Only a few people said something about like, oh, DC Marvel could never mix. And right. I just shrugged it off and said, well, I did it. And you knew what it was. So it worked.
Yeah, I mean, I was just curious because, like, I know obviously, like,
but definitely,
I'm very like, I love obviously PERFORMA because even before I was doing this, I was a big PERFORMA person. But like, I would always be like careful, like, okay, well, I can't wear the Captain America wrist straps with my, whatever DC shaker cup. Like I can't
I won't do that either at the gym. I'm with you on that. I won't. I gotta match shaker cups to shoes to hats. Trust me, I'm with you.
Yeah.
But when it comes to cosplay, I'm a little more different. And maybe that's why I do it in cosplay, because I won't do it in real life. I have to match. I feel all weird if I have a mismatching shaker cup to, I won't do it. Yeah, I won't do it then. So yes, I
Okay,
won't do
okay.
it.
So you read comic books. So I didn't read comic books as a kid. I was always just like more visual. Like I was always watching, the cartoons or whatever. So from what I've learned, there are a couple comics at some point, right, where there are like DC versus Marvel type of thing going on, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know anything about it because everything I learned from the TV shows or from the movies. So like, is it happen a lot? Or I mean, obviously it doesn't happen a lot, but
Very rarely does DC Marvel mix, but they do. Like DC and Marvel will reach out to others. Like one of the most recent releases that I love, the cartoon that came out, that's one of my favorites now, is Batman versus Ninja Turtles. It's freaking amazing, well done, and it has one of the most epic fight scenes, which anyone who's seen it will know. And you can actually YouTube it if you want, whenever you get time. It's Batman fighting Shredder, epic fight, really good.
this is a cartoon.
Yes, it's a cartoon, but the cartoons these days they're pretty gruesome.
Right. Yeah. So what platform was it on?
It's DC made it.
Okay,
I
so
got
maybe
it, came out on DVD. I have the DVD actually. And man, it came out last year or the year before. It came out recently for sure.
I'm gonna have
It's
to see it.
Batman versus Ninja Turtles. And man, it's a good watch. If you haven't watched it, I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna have to watch this.
and when they first see each other, Shredder and Batman, and they go at it, it is a good fight.
Yeah, I mean that sounds. I mean, now are we talking like Super Shredder or like regular
Regular
Shredder?
Shredder, but
Okay.
he's Shredder. If you basically think of him, he's like a Batman. He knows karate. They're very similar when they look at each
Yeah.
other. Think about it. They both got cows and they got capes, and it's pretty close.
Okay. I'm gonna have to look at this now.
You'll like it, I promise. It's really, really.
Okay, so then you start training, right? At some
Yep.
point. It's like 7 years, you said.
Yep.
Now and now you're kind of you're helping people also get on stage, right?
Yeah, I do a lot of show prep. Yes.
So like for you as a trainer, like do you go out and seek people, or have you just built up like the kind of reputation where people are like, hey, if you want to get ready for a show, go talk to Josh? Or is it
Yeah,
like
I haven't seeked out clients in probably 3 years. They come to me. Yep.
Oh, good for you, man. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it worked out for me, and yeah, they come to me. I built my own reputation. Having a name and a slogan, Geeks to Gods, it gets out a lot. And I kind of stand out. If you see me, I have a lot of tattoos. I'm in shape. I have a 1980 Monte Carlo with the Ninja Turtles airbrushed all over it, full Ninja Turtle interior.
Wait, are you
So,
serious?
100% serious.
I see that in your IG bio, but
If you scroll through my IG, there's a couple pictures in there.
Oh, I see this. Are you shitting me?
It's got full interior, full custom system. Everything's Ninja Turtle on the inside. Even the system in the back has Shredder and Splinter on it. It's pretty cool.
Wow, I'm looking at it right. So this is a 19. This is like, okay, so I don't know if you know this, Josh, but I'm Mexican, and
Okay.
I grew up in the hood, and like Monte Carlo, like this era, this is like the Cholo vehicle.
It
but
is.
You, but
It
you
is.
have turned it into like a fucking, I mean, it's a Ninja Turtle car.
It's a Ninja Turtle car.
Fucking
Yep.
crazy, dude. Oh man. So now, okay, so how does this come? Like, do you design this too, or do you go to the shape?
Designed everything. I have someone do it like usual because I can't do anything,
Right.
but I designed everything. It used to have Superman all over it, and that got boring to me, and everybody did it. So it's not my daily driver. Obviously, it's my secondary car. And then green is my favorite color, so I painted it green, and I said, let's put Ninja Turtles on it. And then I just went all out. Ninja Turtle interior, Ninja Turtle system, and went all out and did customizing everything.
Wow, that is. Yeah, I'm looking at it, dude. If you guys, I mean, we'll include your Instagram in the show notes, but yeah, you guys got to check out this car. That's awesome. You're basically, and I mean this in like the best way, but you're like a big kid, Josh.
Exactly, and I admit it.
But isn't that kind of just like, it's the best, right? Like, I don't, how old are you, Josh?
I'll be 41 this month.
Okay, yeah. So we're about the same age. I'm 42. And it's like, one of the things, and I'm not trying to like toot my own horn, but like one of the things people are like, you just have so much energy and you don't feel like you're, 42. And like when people say that, I'm like, yeah, thanks. Like that's what I'm like. And it's not because, we're immature. It's just because I like what I like, and I like to not take myself too seriously. And like, yeah, like I would love for people to just think that I have this cool energy, like as long as I can, because at the end of the day, that's what it is. Like my point is, I don't like people, not that I don't like them, but like, I feel like people take themselves too seriously. Right.
Exactly. I'll tell you something super fast so my whole house is decorated with movie posters framed really nicely, glass cases with toys I've collected over the years, neon lights, it's Batman. Everything is, my whole house is like a museum pretty much.
Wow.
And I've always had it this way. I don't care. And my mom one day goes, Josh, what do you do, man, when these girls come over here and your house is like a museum and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, they don't care. When they describe it, they're like, oh, but then when you show it to them, they're like, okay, you actually did it nicely. It looks good. But my mom asked me, older I get, she's like, when are you going to stop doing this? And I explained to her, which it makes total sense. I said, Mom, if you could think of any time in your life where you had no stress and you had worry free and you felt great, it's your childhood. That's when you didn't worry about, that's when you didn't worry about bills. You didn't worry about anything. And I said, if you can walk in your house after a bad day and be reminded of your childhood, aren't you going to feel better immediately?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, man. It's a really good point. I mean, because I agree with you. Like, the funniest thing is, I tell you, I had all these Star Wars toys, but like, unlike you, like I took them down after a certain point. I don't remember when the exact like moment was that I took all my stuff down, but I remember I lived with my ex-girlfriend, and we were moving, and I had like these big old like those like storage boxes that you could slide underneath the bed, and like that's where all my Star Wars toys were, Millennium Falcon, like everything. And like, so we lifted up my bed and she sees all this. She's like, what is all this? I'm like, this is like my childhood. Like, these are my toys. And it was like, yeah, like these are my things. But like, I was too embarrassed to like leave them out. I just don't remember what age I was, but like, I agree with you 100%. Like now, same way, like I have my little, where like I call my office, where I've got like, I'm a big baseball fan. So I have like all my Dodger stuff. And I also am a really big like pop music person. So like I have like a bunch of like Justin Timberlake and NSYNC stuff. And it's like,
hey, we all like them.
Dude, I mean, I agree. I think the people that say they don't are lying to themselves.
Any guy that's around our age, they may not admit it, they all jammed out to boy bands. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like,
they won't admit it, but I'm gonna tell you, they were playing boy band music when they were younger, and they knew every single word, and they still do.
Exactly. And like, but like I was one of the ones that like wore it. I was
right.
Even when it was pop, I'm like, I don't care what you think, because like I love this shit, dude. Like, and if that makes me weird, like whatever. Like I was always an athlete. Like, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, it doesn't make you less of a guy or whatever. So that's why I just loved like that you could admit stuff like that and you could dress up. And I love like you got your kids involved in dressing up. They must love that shit, right?
Yeah, they do. They definitely they do. They definitely love it. I will say that.
Like, that would be just so fun. Like, if as a kid, if my dad would just dress up with me. Now, what's this one? This is interesting. I'm looking at it, and it looks like a mashup of like maybe Black Panther and Batman. Is that what that is?
It might be Spiderman, Batman.
It's got like a, I mean, yeah, okay, maybe, yeah. It's like a black Spider-Man. It's like Batman with like, but the horns go, but like your face is covered. I guess that's Spider-Man. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah,
it's
a Spider-Man, Batman. It's a Batman Beyond I used as the mashup.
Okay, got it.
I like the Batman Beyond. Is one of my favorites of all time.
This is great. So okay, so what's you got to have like a favorite superhero.
My favorites are Ninja Turtles all time. Obviously the car. I have them all tattooed on my arm, all four, plus Shredder, plus Splinter.
Okay.
Ninja Turtles were the thing. Watching the very first Ninja Turtle movie growing up, that changed everything in my life of how I thought of everything.
The best,
it was amazing.
Right?
Still to this day, I watch it, I get goosebumps. It was just so well done and ahead of its time, to be honest. And it's great. It's still great. I still like it. The old ones better than the new ones. I don't dislike the new ones, but I just think the old ones are still better.
Yeah, we're like at that age, right? When we're like, no, back in my day, this was what it was.
Yeah.
But it really was though, because I had to be like, I want to say like 11 or 12 when the first movie came out.
Yeah.
And I just, like we didn't, we were poor growing up, so we didn't get to do like a bunch of stuff. But I remember my mom taking us to see Ninja Turtles in the movie, because I had two younger brothers, and obviously they were like of the age where like they were the target demo, but like I loved it myself. Just seeing it like unfold and just everything, like the fight choreography and everything. And wait, was the first, okay, this is me, I'm sorry, I'm gonna apologize to everyone listening that's probably gonna be like, no, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't. Was the first movie the one that had Vanilla Ice, or was that the second
That's
movie?
number 2.
Okay,
Secret of the Use, that's number 2.
That's what I thought. Okay, so the first one was just them. Raphael gets lost, right? And Casey Jones, they come across, right?
That's it. Yep, that's the first one. Yep.
And they're hiding, and they got the April is with them, and okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's the first one. Second one's Vanilla Ice, which if you scroll through on my social media pretty far, you're gonna see I have a picture of Vanilla Ice in the Ninja Turtle car.
Oh, no way.
Yep, he is in the Ninja Turtle car. I have a picture of him in it.
That is great. Now,
Yep.
was he when you met him, was he Vanilla Ice or was he Robert Van Winkle?
He was actually one of his what do you call them? I don't know, people that work for him reached out to me on Instagram and said, hey, this was a couple years ago. They said, hey, we're gonna be at it was Germain Arena, now it's Hertz Arena here. And Vanilla Ice really wants to see your car. What if we get you back on stage and backstage with him? Will you pull your car around the back and let him see it? And I was like, yeah, are you joking me? So me and a buddy went, we got VIP. As soon as we pulled in, they're like, oh, we know your car. They brought us around to the back of the building. We parked right up to the door, walked in through the backstage. We got to hang out with all the groups, Salt and Pepper, all of them were back there. And then I actually got to go on stage with him and stand next to him when he sang Ice Ice Baby, which was freaking sweet.
Whoa.
And then we talked backstage after. We exchanged phone numbers. I still have his number now. We still talk like once every 6 months. And he always hits me up. Every 6 months he'll text me because he asked me to buy my car. And I said, it's not for sale. I'm keeping it forever. So every 6 months from that point on, he'll text me, hey, you ready to sell yet? Hey, you ready to sell yet? So it's like a funny joke now we do. That's
great, man. That's you know how some people say like, that's a weird flex, but like, that's a pretty good flex, dude.
You're my age, so like that's a big deal to us.
Yeah, I mean, I will never forget getting that. Nancy, we're old enough too, where I got the tape for like Christmas, and I was excited about getting the tape. And if you don't know what a tape is, congratulations, you're not as old as I am.
Yeah, and you never had to fast forward for 20 minutes to try to find a song.
Yes, and then oh gosh, sorry guys, back in the day we used to get music from tapes or CDs. I know that's not a thing anymore, but before streaming. Okay, how do you do this? Because I'm sorry I'm asking you so many questions about, but it really does fascinate me. When you're the Joker, like, are you putting makeup on your whole body? Like, how does that work?
I covered all my tattoos, so I had to put makeup all over my whole body. We did a gray base and then white over it, and then we placed his tattoos over it.
Wow.
It was about 3 hours it took to do that.
Wow. So yeah, so you are wearing some kind of body paint over your normal, like everywhere.
Because I'm covered in tattoos, so we had to cover them all. So it took a while. It took a while.
And then, I mean, is it easy to come off?
It came off, no, because you put a coating on it so it doesn't come off easy, because I had to do a photo shoot.
Right.
So no, it took some serious scrubbing. It was rough, and I can't reach my own back, so I had to have somebody help me and scrub my back. And It took a while. It was a pain. I don't know if I would do it again, to be honest.
I mean, it looks great, but I'm just looking at because so like Janine, who I was talking to, we had her on the show, and she had a picture where she's the She-Hulk, and I was asking her the same question, and she was like, "No, that's actually it was like a camera. It was like they did it in like post editing, so like she was actually just her normal, skin tone and everything, and they just went back, but it doesn't look. It looks like that she's really green." And so I thought maybe in these pictures, maybe that was also a camera trick, but you're telling me that you actually did this.
No, I did the paint. You could tell it's
yeah.
painted.
And then the tattoos are like someone actually had to go in and write and recreate those tattoos. That's
the ones he has on himself.
Yeah, that is. I mean, this is like a whole thing. Like I'm telling you, I'm blown away by this, and I'm gonna be honest. This might be something I start doing.
that Jared Leto Joker was probably my favorite cosplay I've done so far.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. That's great.
I liked it a lot. It was fun being him.
Okay, man. So you said you're like what, like 210 now or something, right?
Yeah, 210. Yep.
So are you getting ready for any competitions or anything right now, or are you just like in a maintenance phase?
I'm bulking. I'm trying to get to 220.
Okay, so this is great then. So then how many calories do you have to eat to bulk?
I just got up to 5,000 right now, and I'm probably going to make it to 6,000 by the time I'm done trying to get there. So I'm right now I'm at 670 carbs a day.
Wow. 670 grams of carbs.
Yes, grams of carbs a day.
Right.
Yep.
And then how many so hold on. 670. So that's just that's 20 almost 2,700 calories just in carbs, which is insane.
A day. Yep.
So how much protein does that equate to?
I'm at 310 right now.
Jeez.
But and then my fats, I keep them basically, you don't want to go too crazy. They're about 120, about 132, I think, somewhere right around there, 28 or 32.
This is, I mean, okay, so this is what I want people to know, because I mean, I know this and you know this, but like, I think like the general, like, I'm sure, especially as a trainer, you get a lot of guys that are like, yeah, I want to get bigger. And then you tell them, okay, well, you're going to have to eat this much. And then most guys are like, yeah, I eat a lot. And you're like, no, dude, listen to me. You have to, right? Like you have to eat this much. Yeah. And like, that's insane. But like, that's what it takes to really, if you really want to gain size, like you're looking at a minimum, unless you're like you said, like, unless the guy's like 120 pounds, then you probably start smaller. But like, most people that are trying to get bigger, and if you're doing it the right way, yeah, it's like you're getting 5,000, 6,000, sometimes even more than that calories a day.
I tell people you'll know when you're doing it, because when people say, what'd you do today? You'll say, well, I ate. Because that's all you do. You're eating every 2 hours. You're eating.
Now, are you, because I know, I mean, everybody obviously, being in the fitness industry for so long, everybody kind of has their own way to do it and whatnot. But are you of like the practice where like, if you're trying to gain or you're specifically getting ready for something, are you one of the people that goes to sleep and then wakes up to have a meal and then go back to sleep?
I don't, but my young kid that I'm training now does. Okay. And I did do that when I first started bulking. I would wake up at 2 a.m. I would eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, drink a glass of milk. Now, this was back then before I knew everything right way, but and then I'd go back to bed. Now, he actually wakes up, he'll eat 5 Uncrustables and then go back to sleep because his metabolism is so fast. So I was like, look, dude, just wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, eat 5 Uncrustables and go back to bed. He does it. So.
Wow. Yeah. See, that's the thing. It's like, I think when people say, yeah, especially, I mean, I say guys, because it's mostly guys. Like, obviously there are girls that want to get big, but it's mostly guys. They're like, yeah, I want to get big. And it's just like, they don't realize like you have to eat a lot. Like you have, your muscles need room to grow. Like they're not going to grow without the food. And it's just as much of a discipline. It requires just as much discipline as someone that's trying to lose body fat is adding those calories. It's just as hard, I think, honestly. If not harder.
I tell people, they ask me, what do you like better, bulking or shredding down? I actually like shredding down better because when you're eating so much to grow, you do feel a little sluggish. You know what I
Right.
mean? You don't feel as fast and agile. Then when I'm leaning down, I feel a little faster, agile, more athletic. So I personally tell people I rather diet down to look shredded than bulk. But you got to do them both.
Right. Yeah. I like that, man. I appreciate the honesty and the transparency because, like I said, I think it sounds good. Like, yeah, I want to get bigger, but it's like you can lift all the weights and be stronger. But if you really want to gain that size, you do have to get those calories and those macros like up like a lot. And it's hard, man. It's hard.
My famous philosophy is you can't outwork a bad diet.
Yeah, that's true. That's number one right there, man. Okay, so do you have any? I know you said you have a young kid. So like, where are there like is there like a specific competition that all your people are coming on or preparing for? Or are they
I
all
got
like
3 people. They're going to be doing their next show in October. So I got a while, luckily. I just had a girl do a show a month ago.
okay, great. And when you do these, so I saw something on your Instagram where like you had like a group of people working out together.
Yep.
That's not the people training to be on stage. That's something
Yeah,
else,
no,
right?
some of them are. Some of them are.
Okay, got it.
Yep.
Cool.
We're like, I treat my clients like a family. So we work out together a lot. We do a lot of group activities. We go to the movies together. We'll do cookouts together. Like when they become part of my team, like, and I think that's why I have clients that I've had for like 4 years still. I treat everybody like family. We become friends. Everybody knows each other. Everybody
Right.
helps each other out in the gym when I'm not there. So I'm a lot different than most trainers.
No, I like that, man. I mean, like I said, I was in fitness industry for a long time. I would get, I've been to clients, birthdays, weddings, funerals of like family members. Like, yeah, like if you care enough to get involved, it's not just I see you in the gym and then that's it. Like you become part of their lives and they become part of your lives. And I feel like that's I'm sure that's probably why you're so successful, is because you probably go a little bit further than the average person might. But also you walk the walk, you
Practice
and
what
I,
I preach.
you and I probably, have seen our fair share of trainers that are like the trainers that do as I say, not as I do. Like maybe they don't walk the walk.
Oh, there's many of them. Yes.
There's a lot of those. And I mean, and as a trainer, it's like, yeah, I get like maybe that you have that knowledge. I'm not discrediting anyone's knowledge, but it's like at some point you're also like, I mean, just by looking, people probably see you, in a restaurant or anywhere and be like, wow, that guy's in really good shape. And then maybe a conversation starter and you're like, oh yeah, I happen to be a personal trainer. But like, if you're one of those trainers that's not in great shape, like I said, I'm not discrediting your knowledge, but like your billboard, your advertising is not quite there if you don't look the part.
Exactly. It's the truth. It's not lying. It's the truth.
Yeah, I know. I just, I know we're in an age where, we're all about body positivity and like whatever, like that's fine. But like as a trainer, it's it's really hard to not be in good shape and then tell someone, hey, let me help you get in good shape.
Well, I'm not going to have somebody eating a Big Mac tell me you're not allowed to eat a Big Mac.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
How's that going to work? How's that going to work?
Well, do you have anything that you're getting ready for yourself?
I got a few big things I'm working on. I can't truly talk about, but
Okay,
I definitely
fair
have some
enough.
big changes coming for me that I'm taking big leaps. But
Sweet.
other than
What if,
that, I just got people doing shows and I'm just building my career. I don't have a couple Comic-Cons coming up here shortly at the end of the month. And I'll be dressing up for those. I could
where?
give one of my suits away. I could give one away, a reveal. Me and my crew are doing Mandalorians, but mashups.
Oh,
So I will be Spiderman Mandalorian. So be looking for that to be on my social media soon.
oh, sweet. And where are these Comic-Cons that are coming up?
We're doing the Mandalorians at both. One's in Tampa. It's the Tampa Bay Comic-Con at the end of July. And the other one's MegaCon in Orlando. And that's at the beginning of August.
Okay. All right. We're going to look forward to seeing these pictures, man. Well, and then okay, actually, I'm sorry, dude. I have to ask you two questions that I
Yep.
forgot because I suck at my job sometimes. Okay, so I guess you could do this. Let's do it in the form. We talked about like the Comic Cons and stuff. What is a myth maybe that surrounds doing cosplay that you would like to dispel?
A myth in cosplay?
Yeah,
Okay.
like
A myth in cosplay. Well, one is obviously you don't have to be in the shape to wear the cosplay.
right.
A lot of people ask those questions, and it's no. If they want to be the character at a Comic-Con, if you are overweight and not in shape and you want to be a Spider-Man at a Comic-Con, you can be a Spider-Man and you will be fine. People, they don't look at it differently. They look at it as normal. They want everybody to feel like you can be anyone you want to be, no matter what shape and size you are. So everybody should definitely know that just because I'm in shape and I dress up in certain things doesn't mean you can't be the same exact thing at all.
Yeah, I like that. That's fair. We kind of Janine and I kind of talked about that a little bit too. Okay, and then let's go just in general. 3 people in your life that have inspired you the most, and you don't have to know them either.
My mom, for one. She raised me by herself. She did everything she could. I was definitely not a great kid growing up. I was a troublemaker, but I turned out good in the long run. So everything worked out for a reason.
Great.
My kids inspire me. I had my son at a young age, at 17, and I was going down a bad road and a bad path and getting in a lot of trouble. And he changed my life and made me move into another city and start working and building my life and focusing on getting a career and having things in life. So my son was my first. He's definitely a big inspiration to me, because without him, I don't know if I would be exactly where we're at right now.
Okay.
Awesome. So
your
he's definitely
your son is like an adult now then, right?
23. Yep.
Wow, good for you, man. That's awesome.
And really, I can't really say anyone else, man. There's not too many more people, One person I really like that I watch a lot, I used to watch on TV, is Chef Ramsay. He inspires me, but that's about it.
Okay.
I just think that guy was on everything, and he just seems so knowledgeable and smart, and everything he does is gold. So, whatever, he's got the right mentality.
I've been to one of his restaurants in Vegas. Wait, he's the Hell's Kitchen guy, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's like a burger place. I forget what it's called in
Moo
Vegas.
Cow Moo.
Yeah.
I think it's that Moo Cow Moo. Like that.
It was quite the experience, man. It's definitely like not only, the food the food was good, but it was also like an experience. You know what I mean? Like visually, like there was cool. There's like fire in the window and shit. Like it was the
ambiance
nice.
Made it better. The ambiance made it better. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, dude, this has been so much fun, dude. I learned a lot, and I hope my listeners our listeners got, some good insight, because like I said, I'm fascinated by this whole mesh between fitness and cosplay, and the costumes are amazing, and obviously you're in great shape, so I love that. It inspires me to see people fucking doing shit like that. Tell all of our listeners where they can find you.
You could find me on my Instagram, which is pretty much my main platform. It's Geeks with an S, #2 Gods with an S, Geeks to Gods .fitness.cosplay. If you type in Geeks #2 Gods, it'll pop up.
Okay, yeah, and we'll put it in the show notes too, you guys. But some people don't know how to use show notes, so the show notes are when you go to the episode description, and at the bottom there's links to there. So we'll put that in there so everyone can find you and follow you. Well, cool, man. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. You guys, thank you so much for listening to the POPcast. Tune in next week, and I can't tell you who our guest is because I don't know what order they're going to release these.